Residents Massacre. But the question remains, are the residents evil?
In terms of Roblox horror games of recent times, we've seen a lot of games blow up that were inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's. We've seen The Intruder, FNAF Co-op, Forgotten Memories, and let's not forget the topic of this video, Residents Massacre. The interesting thing about these games is that their multiplayer aspect actually adds to them, mostly. These games actually give a unique experience for choosing multiplayer. It's what separates them from the vast majority of Roblox front page horror games right now. Most Roblox horror games of the front page brand are literally just single player games that are disguised as multiplayer games, if you know what I mean. There is no benefit to playing multiplayer. It's just kind of there because of the way that the horror formula works in Roblox. Kids don't want to play alone and risk actually being scared of something. That's why every game is multiplayer nowadays. And since half of these games are constructed in a way that they're meant to be single-player games, you have one person just going around triggering all of the cutscenes, while the other 3 players just mess around. However, slowly but surely, it seems that we are getting to a point where the kids who once idolized this soulless formula are growing up. They've grown bored of the stale formula, and some developers are kind of realizing it. They realize that you can't just fart out a horror game anymore. I mean, you can, but it's not exactly guaranteed the success as much as before. You're not able to just slide your horror story game into the freshly lubed up marketplace anymore. I mean, actually, it might work once in a while because this game called The Vents was absolutely abysmal, but it keeps getting recommended to me. Anyways, recent horror games have been promoting co-op more than ever, in the spirit of FNAF-style games. Games like The Intruder and FNAF Co-op can be beaten by yourself, but boy, does it sure make it easier to have your bro lend you a hand. Or, at the very least, give you emotional support. If you know what I mean. In Forgotten Memories, it's actually pretty important to have each person run off and do their own thing. Assigning each person a specific job is actually beneficial to your party, as there are several things around the pizzeria that need to be fixed or dealt with. And if one member of your party dies, it's not just something that you can easily look past. It's a break in the chain, something that you're going to have to adapt to and work around, or otherwise, falter to. Speaking of hands, on the other hand, we've also seen the surprising success of Jim's Computer, despite it not having an age rating, which is a psychological single-player horror game with a nostalgic flair to it. Also, there's a game called Faithless, another retro-style Roblox game that's done rather well. I don't agree with the Game Passes being so expensive though. Anyhow, with the success of these retro-style horror games, as well as the success of the FNAF-styled co-op games, for once it appears that the demand in the Roblox horror scene was as clear as ever. And there comes Residents Massacre to brew the perfect storm. And yeah, it blew up and it's super successful. I'm sure to wonder if a dozen others with less talent are going to try to cash in on its success and make their own version of it. Anyways, I'm happy for Residents Massacre, and it lacks a little replayability in my opinion, but other than that, I can definitely see how it would be fly with the kids. It plays the same bait and switch tactic as Jim's Computer. Old Robloxy is all happy and boring during the daytime, but during the nighttime? Oh, shit's about to get real. Basically, you assume the role of some Robloxian living in the middle of nowhere, when suddenly radioactive waste causes weird abominations to emerge from it. It's almost like the residents are evil. So far, you only see one of it, and it's right there on the icon of the game for all to see. Anyways, you have a fuck ton of time to prepare for the night, which kind of makes replaying the game a little boring because there's not much that you can do in the game despite all the time that the game gives you. Kind of like old Roblox. You set up security cameras, board the windows, loot to find Bloxy Cola, and find the wrench that'll be needed to fix a circuit box later, and that's about it. The rest of the time you're just kind of sitting there. You can't really go far and explore because of the invisible walls. During the night you have to constantly refuel the generator, and if you don't, your air conditioner will die and you will asphyxiate. Don't ask me how that works with open windows. Also, if you run out of power, a person will have to go outside and fix it with the wrench. Going outside is actually pretty dangerous in this game as the monster is scared of light, and there's no light outside. I mean, you have your flashlight, but I guess that the monster is only scared of stationary lights. He has a very niche phobia, I suppose. The monster's AI is a little goofy, not gonna lie there. Once you find out that there's only one monster, the game gets a little less tense. I beat the game on my first try, so I didn't really have much fun replaying it. I mean, you can replay it, if you want to get the exclusive badges and their respective hats, but I don't have time to do that anymore. I'm an adult now. I have to do things like save the president's daughter. Dying in this game is also a little annoying, solely because of how long that you're going to have to wait when you replay the prep phase. Like, dude, I wish the prep phase in R6 was this long. Also, if you beat the game and still want to play it, there's this game mode called Blood Moon, which is basically the exact same thing except harder with its own set of badges. The monster is also rather basic, ironically. I mean, its design is a nice execution of how it's supposed to be alien. It's deliberately meant to stand out compared to the scenery around him. However, the game designers decided to supplement this aesthetic by having him act like a normal Roblox NPC. I mean, he just kinda acts like a 2009 zombie where he just walks at you, except he's faster than you. I kind of wish that his walk animation was a little bit more frightening, or if he made some weird scary sounds with his mouth. Since his mouth is so fucked up, it would probably produce something scary in terms of audio. Also, speaking of aesthetic, I do feel as if the overall retro style of the game is a little underutilized. I mean, it did its job well at bringing in players, but unlike a game such as Faithless, this game doesn't seem to have much reason for being built this way other than to bring in players. And once again, this is fine because it worked, but I feel as if Faithless legitimately tried to make use of the setting. It brought back the classic sword mechanics and used old Roblox tropes like the scary smiley face and the slow-moving zombies in order to build something that was actually pretty fun to play, explore, and observe. Residents Massacre just feels like a game that could have been built in the normal modern style, and I think it would have gotten the same experience out of it. But, as I stated before, it probably wouldn't have amassed so many players if it did that. Now, the game could very well evolve and improve, and I'd be happy to watch it as it goes. The game does have its flaws, and I'm particularly not as passionate about it as others, but I do want to acknowledge the fact that it did a great job at building a foundation for improvement, and securing a more than healthy player base right off the bat. The game was a perfect storm of two of the latest trends in Roblox horror games, and managed to combine them in a way that didn't feel cheap. Now, we can all sit back and wait for somebody else to try to recreate their own version of the game, complete with a bunch of microtransactions. I'm Breadian, and I talk about niche Roblox games. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and join my Discord. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.